Tonight on the Electric Playground, keep organized with some handy apps. Master Assassin Ezio is reveling in his latest deadly adventure.
Today on EP is Zelda's 25, and I'm celebrating with a 70-piece orchestra here at the Pantages Theater.
And the birthday celebration continues as we unwrap a Link-filled retrospective. Welcome to the Electric Playground. You may know us as the show that brings you the latest and everything cool every single day. My name is Victor Lucas, and I travel across the universe saving alien worlds, and I also bring you the rundown. Here it is. Microsoft may be on the verge of unveiling its next gaming innovation. The successor to the Xbox 360 is rumored to be set for a debut at the next Consumer Electronics Show in January. Microsoft hasn't made any official announcements about the new console, but it's rumored to be much more powerful than the 360. CES 2012 kicks off January 10th, and we'll have all the goods from the event when they develop. Microsoft rival Nintendo unveiled its new console, the Wii U, earlier this year. It's set to hit stores in 2012. One of the longest-running science fiction shows of all time is coming to theaters. A big-screen Doctor Who movie may be in the works. According to The Hollywood Reporter, the film will continue the adventures of the shape-shifting Doctor, but there's no word on who might play the character this time around. David Yates, the director behind the most recent Harry Potter films, is reportedly attached to helm. Expect more details on the Doctor Who movie soon.
This is where it begins.
Director Steven Soderbergh may have found a new man from U.N.C.L.E. Deadline reports that the Eagle commander Channing Tatum is Soderbergh's top choice to star in a big-screen remake of The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Hold back!
He'll take over from the Ides of March politician George Clooney, who recently departed the project.
Is this your personal theory? Because I can shoot holes in it.
Tatum and Soderbergh also worked on another spy tale, Haywire, which is set to infiltrate cinemas early next year. Channing Tatum will also star in the big-screen remake of another TV series, 21 Jump Street, along with funny man Jonah Hill. That film will jump into theaters in March.
Hey, titty twister! Stop!
The zombie game Dead Island will become a bloodbath next week. The game's long-awaited first batch of downloadable content arrives November 22nd. Known as the Bloodbath Arena, it brings 4 new multiplayer environments to the game where players will have to battle untold numbers of undead flesh eaters. As a bonus, the pack will be free to those who pre-ordered the special edition. We'll let you know if more Dead Island DLC is announced.
Let's hope there's something useful.
After several delays, Apple has finally launched its iTunes Match service. It's a new feature built into the iCloud digital storage system and allows users to store their entire music collection and stream it to any Apple device. iTunes Match does require a yearly subscription fee and will only work on newer Apple gadgets. In related news, Apple has released a bug fix for users experiencing poor battery life on the new iPhone 4S or anyone that updated to iOS 5. It's available now as a free software update. MLB 12 The Show has scored a very valuable baseball player for its cover. Boston Red Sox first baseman Adrian Gonzalez will grace the cover of the upcoming video game. Gonzalez is a 4-time All-Star, 3-time Gold Glove winner, the winner of the 2011 Silver Slugger Award, and a candidate for this year's Most Valuable Player Award. MLB 12 The Show will hit the PS3 on March 6, 2012. It'll also come home on the PlayStation Vita, making it the first game in the series to go to bat on the new handheld platform. The Vita will hit stores in North America and Australia in February. If you're hungry for a new look at the Hunger Games, we've got you covered. The first full-length preview for the upcoming film has arrived. The Hunger Games is based on the best-selling science fiction novel of the same name and takes place in a dystopian society that forces its teenagers to fight to the death. The film stars Winter's Bone and X-Men First Class star Jennifer Lawrence as one of the killer contestants and is helmed by Pleasantville director Gary Ross. The Hunger Games will begin in theaters on March 23rd, 2012.
If I'm gonna die, I want to still be me.
The subscription service Call of Duty Elite may never deploy on the PC. Elite arrived on consoles earlier this month with the release of Modern Warfare 3, giving players a new way to track their progress, set up matches, and access exclusive videos and in-game content. A PC version was expected to go online soon, but now publisher Activision says it may never happen. It seems the developers are struggling to bring Elite to the PC and cannot guarantee if it will ever be released. We'll let you know when more intel is intercepted. Activision is also working on a mobile version of Elite for smartphones. Up next, a 25th anniversary retrospective and a Hawaiian heart plucker. Hey, welcome back to the Electric Playground, where we are celebrating the 25th anniversary of The Legend of Zelda in style. We've got the Master Sword right here. Unfortunately, I wasn't Link enough to pull it out. But here is Shaun with an overview of The Legend of Zelda.
This year marks the 25th anniversary of the Legend of Zelda series, and Nintendo's been celebrating all year, first with the release of Ocarina of Time 3D, then with the release of the Legend of Zelda 4 Swords Adventures Anniversary Edition on DSiWare, and now with the release of the Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword for Wii. But let's take a look at how this series got started. Set in the Kingdom of Hyrule, The Legend of Zelda for the Nintendo Entertainment System established many of the ground rules and mythologies we've come to expect from the series. We find ourselves playing as Link, an unlikely protagonist who has to explore the land, finding weapons and power-ups, gathering the pieces of the Triforce of Wisdom, and saving a princess named Zelda from the evil villain Ganon. The Legend of Zelda was followed by a game still seen as a departure for the series, The Adventure of Link, which featured side-scrolling platforming. But the series returned to its roots with the Super Nintendo release of The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. It's a prequel to the first two games. This was also the introduction of some series weapons that we now all know and take for granted, such as the Master Sword. Link to the Past was also the introduction of the two worlds mechanic seen in later games in the series, as in it, Link learns to travel between the light and dark worlds. On the Nintendo 64, we had the Ocarina of Time, which is considered by many critics to not only be the best game in the Zelda series, but one of the best video games of all time. And this is a badge Nintendo proudly wears, having re-released the game in two separate collections for the GameCube, the Wii Virtual Console, and this year on the 3DS. The game was followed by the Dark Majora's Mask, which was then followed by the bright and colorful world of The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker for the GameCube. This was the first appearance of the very adorable Toon Link, as fans have affectionately dubbed him. Originally designed for the GameCube, The Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess was a launch title for the Wii. After pursuing monsters who've kidnapped the children of his village, Link is pulled into the Twilight Realm and transformed into a wolf, later befriending Midna and continuing on his journey. With The Legend of Zelda: Skyward Sword, the series continues to expand, and as long as Nintendo can keep publishing compelling stories set in the Zelda universe, fans will keep having amazing adventures to enjoy. Here's to a legendary legacy.
The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword comes out November 20th, and if you look at your calendars, you'll notice that that's this weekend. Metal Gear Solid ! Something else that's coming out this weekend, The Descendants. Here's a preview.
What's up, Dad? What's happening?
You need to come home and see your mom.
This is a story about Matt King, who is a father and a husband, and who's not really great at either one of those things. He finds his wife has been in a boating accident. She's hospitalized. So he's now responsible for taking care of his two daughters, ages 10 and 17.
I don't want to talk about Mom with anyone.
Look, whatever you two fought about, you have to drop it. Grow up.
You really don't have a clue, do you? Dad, Mom was cheating on you.
He is now forced to be in charge of these two girls who he doesn't know very well. And so this story is about getting to know his own daughters, his own family, while dealing with reality, which is his wife in a coma.
Look who's here. Get out of my underwear, you freak.
Oh, okay.
Don't
Back inside now.
Real good job you're doing.
She definitely comes off kind of strong sometimes and very rude in a lot of situations. But to her, she knows what's right, and she's going to stand up for what she believes in.
I'm gonna hit you.
How often do old people just haul off and cold cock you like that?
He's so laid back that he's completely forgotten any sort of social standards at all. He never knows what to say or what not to say, or, you know, how to put anything tactfully.
What's up, bro?
Don't ever do that to me again.
I just like the story of a man whose wife is dying and he has to deal with his two pain-in-the-ass daughters. It's a human story in an exotic locale. I've never seen Honolulu in a film.
Two of the reasons I really wanted to be involved in this show was because of Alexander Payne and George Clooney. I mean, those two guys are at the top of their game, and they're also very nice human beings.
What you've been going through, that's a tough deal.
I'm just trying to keep my head above water.
Working with Alexander Payne is one of the great American filmmakers. Hands down, you can ask anyone, he hasn't made a bad movie yet. And his movies have gotten progressively better. And it's 5 years since Sideways, and the world is waiting to see what he does next.
Who is he? I'd like to know who the guy is that my wife was seeing.
If you want to find out who his wife was seeing, you got to watch the film, which is out in theaters. Stick around. EP, we'll be right back. Up next, we ink some new comics in the Sonar, and the deadly new characters of Assassin's Creed reveal themselves. Welcome back to the Electric Playground. We are celebrating our Hot Templar Night series all week long in honor of the release of Assassin's Creed Revelations. And speaking of which, I was at the launch party recently and got an early taste of Assassin's Creed Embers. Take a look. Assassin's Creed Revelations is upon us, but Assassin's Creed as a franchise is a total juggernaut, and I'm here to talk with my good friend Christoph. What's happening in the movie space? What are you guys presenting to us here tonight?
Well, tonight we're presenting Assassin's Creed Embers, which releases with the game. So it's basically the epilogue of Ezio's life. Because as you know, Assassin's Creed Revelations is the last Ezio game. So we felt the need to have a closure for such a great character. But given the game constraints, like the Animus doesn't allow you to explore the ancestor's memory if his DNA has been transferred. And Ezio has kids 10 years later. So the short movie, the movie medium, was the perfect medium to tell that story.
And you guys are using a lot of the same actors and same writers that you would work with to make the game?
Yeah, actually, the writer from Assassin's Creed Revelation, Darby McDevitt, wrote Assassin's Creed Embers, so the consistency is total.
I have been in Acre a week now, safe and in high spirits.
This is Falco Poiker, who is a mission designer on Assassin's Creed Revelations. Bring us into some of the characters that you're introducing for the very first time in the Assassin's Creed franchise here.
We have some historical characters and some fictional characters. The historical characters would be Suleiman, who becomes Suleiman the Magnificent, the most revered sultan in the history of the Ottoman Empire. And then the fictional character, Yusuf, he's Ezio's other part in Constantinople. He's the master assassin in Constantinople. And he becomes a buddy with Ezio, and he's a very colorful character.
Take us into this world. Why did you guys choose to go to a different city on the outskirts of Europe, I would guess, right?
We wanted to move on from Italy. We thought there's other places to go visit. And in our history of Ezio Auditore, he does actually go to Istanbul, or actually it's Constantinople in that day. We decided, okay, let's explore that city. And once we started to take a closer look at it, we realized this is an incredible city. So it's really a very rich, multicultural, beautiful city, and just very exciting to go there and show it off.
Ubisoft has been very vocal about that this is going to be Ezio's last go and Altair's last go.
For sure.
How do you top these guys now?
Hey, you know, history's really big, so I don't think it's a matter of topping that. It's just let's do something new and do our own take of it, because there's no game that really sticks to historical accuracy like we do and has the same feel as we do. So let's go somewhere else and meet some new people and do it the Assassin's Creed way.
Assassin's Creed Revelations is out there right now, and if you pick up the Animus Signature or Collector's Edition of the game, you'll also get Assassin's Creed Embers included with that. And speaking of collecting, here's Jose with the latest in comics and collectibles in the Sonar.
Today is once again the day when comic books are hitting the shelves, and I figured I'd come to Flying Colors Comics in Concord to, well, check out all the new comics that I'm going to be talking about today, and it appears the Ultimate Comics universe has reached its end. That's so sad. This is All She Wrote, collecting Ultimate Comics Enemy 1 through 4, Mystery 1 through 4, and Doom 1 through 4 is the Ultimate Comics Doomsday Trade. With recovery from Ultimatum still in effect, the world and its inhabitants are doing everything they can to find something they can still believe in. The Fantastic Four, Spidey, and other heroes are trying to cope with what happened, but will it tear them apart? Batman and Robin team up again, but this time in a much different way. Bruce Wayne is dead, and the new dynamic duo are uncovering clues to his mysterious death in the Batman and Robin Volume 2 trade, Batman vs. Robin. That's right, collected from the pages of Batman and Robin 7 through 12, the Dark Knight and the Boy Wonder end up in a heated battle with each other that will definitely not end pretty. In fact, only one person may be able to stop this fight, but he'll have to come back from the dead to do it. I bet you'll never guess who that could be. After years of owning the gaming space, Valve steps into the world of comics. And when you're dealing with Valve, you know you've got plenty of choices to pick in who you'd like to see in comics. Well, not being one to disappoint, Valve has decided to take their web series to print with Dark Horse in the Valve Presents The Sacrifice and other Steam-powered stories. You get over 200 pages of awesome stories from Left 4 Dead, Portal, and Team Fortress, so crank the knob in the back of your head to 11 and enjoy. Anyone want to challenge Wolverine? Anyone? Any takers? Didn't think so. Who would be stupid enough to challenge the cigar-smoking, adamantium-boned, no-nonsense member of the X-Men? How about the entire Marvel Universe? That's exactly what we get in the Marvel Universe vs. Wolverine hardcover, collecting Marvel Universe vs. Wolverine 1 through 4. From the events of a deadly plague transforming everyone into cannibalistic predators to the beginning of the last war for planet Earth, there is only one person who could make the decisions needed to save humanity, and his name rhymes with Wolverine. So some brand new books and trades to go check out, and since I'm here getting my flying colors on, I'm going to read all those books I just talked about because they're out.
After the break, an orchestral tribute to the Triforce and some organizing assistance apps. Relax, everything is cool. You're back with the Electric Playground, and you're about to take a trip guided by the App Map. Today, our helpful hosts are going to help you get organized.
I'm an ideas kind of gal, but I have a lot going on, so I like to keep track of the many ideas I have in an easy-to-access kind of way, which is why I rely on tools like the Evernote app to help keep all my thoughts organized and on point every single day. Evernote is a quick and mobile way to save your ideas as they happen in real time. The note-based system allows you to create and save ideas quickly in a few different ways. Simply click on the plus sign to create a new note. Within that note, you can simply jot down words or phrases to get your thoughts down. You can also share your notebook of ideas with friends and use the search function to quickly and easily pull up past notes from your notebook.
Shopping for groceries is by far the worst part of my week and the most tedious thing I have to do, and until I get my own army of minions to go out and buy things for me, or until I finally give up and just order all my groceries online, the app Shopping List Free Grocery List makes things a little more bearable. Rather than having to deal with poorly handwritten lists that show items out of order, this app lets you organize your grocery needs by category and then displays them in a handy list format separated by those categories, which incidentally also correspond to certain sections in the store. This app also lets you enter specific quantities of the items you need, and once you've put the item in your cart, simply tapping on the list will allow you to check it and continue on your merry way.
If you're like me and you have many things going on throughout your day and you hate to forget about anything, the Aaron's To-Do List app will help you organize the clutter and keep on track with ease. The Aaron's To-Do List app is the key to organizing your life with customization options for anyone. You need folders, checklists, alerts, calendars, it's in there. They even have an option to add any image to the event you create within the app, so when it's time to celebrate your cat's birthday, add an image of Fluffy and set yourself a reminder to pick up a toy for your precious. If you have a cluster of events happening on the same day, you can set the priority level from low to high to make sure you remember the absolute most important event of the day. Individual folders allow you to choose whether the event is for home, work, an errand you have to run, or you can create your own folder, making it easier to organize which obligations belong where. Time-saving and life-saving all in one app.
From helpful apps, we're going to move on over to beautiful music and continue celebrating the 25th anniversary of Zelda with the concert series. Here's Miri with more.
We're here at the Pantages Theater tonight to watch a full orchestra play through Zelda music. We're also sampling the Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. It really is a great way to celebrate the 25th anniversary.
Why do you think this is such a fan-friendly franchise?
You know, Zelda has kind of a way to really, work its way into people's hearts in a way that a lot of games don't. It's been around for 25 years. There's been lots of different versions of Legend of Zelda. It's built, it's grown, game after game after game. And it's a game that uses your mind. You're involved in an adventure, and it really kind of tugs at your heartstrings. I mean, you really are rooting for the main character and involved in a lot of ways.
How big a fan of Zelda are you?
I've been playing ever since I was a little kid. Zelda's actually older than I am. Started with Ocarina of Time, just like everyone else, but my favorite is actually Majora's Mask.
What are some of the things you're really excited to take part in here tonight?
Honestly, the line party is the best part. The music itself is going to be absolutely amazing. I'm so excited.
Being a huge Zelda follower, just listening to all the music live, it's something I've been waiting for years. And so here we are, and finally we get to enjoy it.
This isn't just a concert. This is also sort of a fan event. What are some of the things that fans can get their hands on and get into here tonight?
Well, first of all, they get to sample The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. So it's an early look at this great game. It's full of so much content. So you're going to be doing some amazing things when you're going through and adventuring and searching through the world of Legend of Zelda. So in addition to Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, people are also playing Ocarina of Time.
Pantages Theater has a lot of history. We're here in the heart of Hollywood. What made you guys decide to choose this venue for this event?
Well, you know, the Pantages Theater is really a historic place. It has a lot of history. Really, it's a legendary venue. So we figure we need to have a legendary venue for a legendary hero like Link. So that's why we chose this place.
Here's a safety tip. Special editions of Skyward Sword actually include a CD of the Legend of Zelda 25th anniversary music, so you can hear it anytime you want to. Now here's what's coming soon to Electric Playground. On the next Electric Playground, all swords are pointing skyward for Link's latest adventure.
We are stepping back in the virtual ring for WWE 12.
And coming soon to EP, we've got all the coolest toys for the upcoming holiday season. If you missed anything or want to watch it again, visit g4tv.ca, or to find out more about EP, go to our website at electplay.com. You can also follow us on Twitter under electplay, or catch up with us on Facebook under Electric Playground. That's all the show we have for you today, but before I split, here's a look at StarCraft II Heart of the Swarm. Enjoy that, and we'll see you tomorrow.
I'm going to find Minsk and make him pay.
Sarah, how many innocents have you killed? How many more have to die?
The killing will never stop until Minsk is dead.